Hello, this is John with Jesus' message for Wednesday, March 30th, 2016. Today he is once again talking about our imminent awakening and how it is inevitable. The awakening of humanity is occurring right now in this eternal moment. Humanity is precisely on schedule for its imminent awakening. God wills that humanity awaken, and humanity has made the collective decision to awaken, so nothing can prevent it. Do not be discouraged by the mainstream media reportage of bad news. Yes, of course people are suffering in wars and in dire poverty in many places on earth, but this is nothing new. War and poverty have been endemic on earth for eons. However, never before have so many cared compassionately about the suffering and poverty that those less fortunate than themselves are undergoing, and never before has so much been done to alleviate poverty and suffering and to bring wars to an end. The vast majority incarnate on earth at this time are ready for enormous changes to occur to bring the way you live into line with the divine will, which is, of course, utterly in agreement with each of your wills, even though many seem as yet to be unaware of this collective will. In fear, many, not seeing the true spiritual trend of human evolution, still cling to judgment and blame, while deep within themselves they are desperately hoping and praying for the change that is imminent. Humans want peace and abundance for all. It's just that many feel basically insignificant in the vast scheme of things, and therefore imagine that their prayers and intentions are all but ineffective in bringing it about. But, as you have so often been told, just making the personal intent daily to be loving in every situation, in every moment, is incredibly powerful because it aligns you with the divine will, and the divine will is always achieved perfectly. Know that waking is imminent. Remind yourselves every day that this is so, and intend to open to your inner or spiritual knowing that confirms this. Love is all that exists, and as you hold the intent to be loving, you strengthen the collective intent that is bringing you all to awakening. The awakening of humanity is occurring right now in this eternal moment and is demonstrated worldwide by the massive energy field of compassion that grows daily as more and more humans decide that there has to be a better way to live together on earth. And of course there is. Finally, the collective has made the intention to be loving, accepting, compassionate, and forgiving, and that collective decision has limitless power to bring in the essential changes needed to establish peace among all of you. All are one, as so many channeled messages from those of us inhabiting the spiritual realms have been informing you for a very long time. That message is finally being accepted and shared. Realizing that all are one is an enormous step forward on your spiritual evolutionary path. Unless you accept that divine truth and live in accordance with it, wars, unconscionable suffering, and poverty will continue to destroy lives and livelihoods all across the world. The good news is that this divine truth has been realized and accepted by a large enough number of humans for it to be put into effect in every nation and every culture, and that is happening right now. As you have been so often told, humanity is waking up. The unconscionable preemptive attacks that have for eons been instigated by one arrogant and egoically driven group upon another are coming to an end, because those, the masses, who were instructed to carry them out have, due to a growing awareness of the futility of this kind of behavior, will no longer unquestioningly carry out the orders of their superiors. Every human is a beloved child of God, one with each other and with God, and each one is coming into a realization of this truth, the divine and eternal truth that you are, each individual one of you, utterly and personally responsible for your beliefs and behaviors. You cannot, I repeat, cannot blame your superiors or the orders that they give you for what you do. What you think, say, or do is your own personal responsibility. no one else's, just yours. And daily more and more humans are awakening into the realization of this holy truth. You have always had free will, but within the illusion where you have taken form as individual humans, seemingly totally separated from another, you have accepted the illusion as a real state comprised of levels of authority to which you have to submit. Most of you believe that where you are situated in that power structure is as a result of your family's place in that structure, modified by your own intellectual abilities and academic achievements. In other words, you can progress upwards through that structure to places of power and influence, and the system encourages you to believe this and to do your best to rise through the ranks. Initial successes or achievements can be extremely rewarding and addictive, encouraging you to attempt to climb ever higher in the organization and claim the further rewards that success offers you. You bend or modify your honesty and integrity in apparently small and unimportant ways to enable you to rise upwards to positions of increasing power, authority, and acclaim, only to discover that you are no longer free, instead belong to the dogmatic authoritarian structure to which you have given away your power. It becomes apparent that however high you rise, there is always someone above you to whom you answer and whose authority you have to accept, even if you utterly disagree with the directions and orders that you have to follow. By then, because of your personal commitments, financial, family and friends, your small indiscretions where you have abandoned honesty and integrity to support your superiors, you find yourselves trapped in a web of deceit from which there seems to be no escape. At the highest levels in all organizations, people live in intense fear of discovery or fear of dismissal, and so they are encouraged and tempted to discard all their remaining integrity and honesty, the aspects of themselves that they were originally taught to believe were the most sacrosanct. To arrive at this level and realize that there is no way back is shocking and terrifying, because all personal power is now lost, given away, and for nothing. But of course you always have free will. It can never be taken from you. However, to reclaim it demands honesty and integrity, and doing so demonstrates that you have been corrupted, so that your image is severely tarnished, and it is likely that you will never again be trusted. To come clean and apologize is both extremely painful and absolutely essential if you are to regain your self-esteem. In order to do so, you have to acknowledge that the ordinary world of commerce and politics is illusory and utterly corrupt, and then move away from it. To do so is painful because those whom you considered your friends and associates for many years will disown and disparage you. It demands courage at a level that you have never had to call on before. It is the edge of the abyss, and you have to jump. The good news is that you will not fall. The person who jumps is your ego, and you need to release yourselves from your egos, because it is those unreal aspects of yourselves that led you into the confusion and chaos of the illusion in the first place. Finding the courage to leap is the hardest part. However, once you have leapt, all the shame and self-judgment will dissolve, and you will find yourselves free to be the real you, the you that you have always been, and then peace and joy will abide with you. Your renewed awareness, your awakening to the real you who has always been present within you, connecting you to Source, will show you very clearly that you have always been free and that you always will be free, because that is God's will for you, and also your own will. So, go within, acknowledge the true you, the eternal light burning within you, the temple within where you meet with God, and know that separation never occurred, never could occur, and that you have awakened from a nasty dream, and what you did in that dream, no matter how unconscionable it may appear to you to have been, has been forgiven. In fact, it never truly happened. So, go within daily, go to your inner temple, that place of light where you are eternally one with God, and open your hearts to receive the infinite abundance of love that is your right and your divine inheritance, and in which you have always been enveloped. Then send love to all, making no exceptions, and know that you are awakening all of humanity into reality, your eternal home. Having done this, you will find that instead of meeting conflict, you will meet love in your daily lives, as you do your essential part in bringing humanity to wakefulness. Your loving brother.